सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। चैतन्यं सर्वगं सर्वं सर्वभूतगुहाशयम् यत्सर्वविषयातीतं तस्मै सर्वविदे नमः। अकार्यशेषमात्मानम् अक्रियात्मक्रियाफलम् निर्ममं निरहङ्कारम् यः पश्यति स पश्यति। ममाहङ्कारयत्नेच्छाः शून्या एव स्वभावतः। आत्मनीति यदि ज्ञातम् आध्वं स्वस्थाः किमीहितैः। योऽहं कर्तारमात्मानम् तथा वेत्तारमेव च। वेत्त्यनात्मज्ञ एवासौ योऽन्यथाज्ञः स आत्मवित्। यथान्यत्वेऽपि तादात्म्यम् देहादिष्वात्मनो मतम्। तथा कर्तुरविज्ञानात् फलकर्मात्मतात्मनः। यः पश्यति, the one who sees oneself, akaryashesham atmanam, atma which is not karyashesha, not a part of karya, not in any way connected with karma. As Bhashyakara says that these Ishavasmi mantras have no role to play as far as karma is concerned. These are the mantras that reveal the Athatmam, true nature of Atma. And these mantras have no role to play. They have no involvement. They are not involved in any way in performance of rituals. So these mantras and the Atmas revealed by them also has no connection with karma. And so karma phalam also. And further, Atma is nirmamaha, nirahankaraha, yah pashyati. One who sees oneself, sah pashyati, he truly knows the self. Mama ahankara yatnechaha, how come you see yourself as devoid of ahankara and mamakara? Because mamakara, ahankara, yatna, ichha, all of these are svabhavata shunya, there is no content. If you analyze what mamakara is, ahankara or ahankara is, arises from consciousness. Ahankara as a form is no content. Ahankara as consciousness is of course all the content. So, sarvam khalvidam brahma, sarvam as it is, name and form is no content. But that is asti bhadi prem is the content. So also, the form or name and form of ahankara is no content. The consciousness which is the core is content. So also mamakara, so also yatna. So any effort also you find, effort also is the level of the organs of action. Organs of action also are the modification of prakriti. Action also modification of prakriti. And prakriti is unconscious, there was no content of its own. Prakriti is what it is because of consciousness, that's the content. Similarly, ichha also is state of mind, and mind again is nothing but manifestation of same prakriti consciousness. So ultimately, mamakara, ahankara, yatna, ichha, all of these are description of, you can say, a name and form. And the content of name and form is asti, bhati, prem. Name and form is no content. Shunya, shunya eva svabhavatah. That's what Vedanta teaches. That whatever you perceive is name and form. Svabhava, name and form as it is, has no content at all. Just as the tangible matter has no reality of its own, what it is energy. Energy manifesting, the waves of energy are what we call the tangible matter. So even though the matter appears tangible, and still it has no content other than energy. And Vedanta will say energy is no content other than consciousness. So these things are there, they appear, and the reality of his appearance is the nature of reality, other than there is no tangibility, no content, no reality. Atmati yadidhvantam. If this is how, so Atmani shunyaha. So from the standpoint of Atma, there is no content at all. Conscious, other than conscious, there is no content. If this is how one sees the self and sees everything, as all this is consciousness, one without a second. Kim ihitaihi. What is to be accomplished by karma? Who are you now? There is nobody, no ahankara left. Iha or karma or effort is made by ahankara, who has no content. So Tikakara said that anadhikrutanam karmanam vifalattvahaditi. If one who is not qualified to perform karma performs karma, also that karma does not yield any reward or any result. So wise person becomes anadhikrita. Becomes unqualified to perform any karma because it doesn't have kartrutva. Doesn't have ahankara, kartrutva, bhoktrutva. There is no ichha, no magara, ahankara, yatna, ichha. All of these are found out to be nothing but hollow, contentless. So there is no scope for karma, neither is no karta, nor there is karma, there is nothing where iha or karma would have any kind of meaning. So a karma performed by this person would yield no result because there is nobody to accept that, to enjoy the result. And so the question was asked, then why do you say that one who knows oneself to be just consciousness and all of these having no reality at all, his karma will not have no meaning, no purpose about the karma? Because there are Mimamsakas who say that Dehatirikta, that Atma is Dehatirikta. And so, therefore, there is Atma who is qualified to perform the karma. Then why do you say that one who knows oneself is different from Deha is not qualified to perform karma? Even a wise person knows himself different from Deha, still is qualified, but still is identified with subtle body and therefore kartrutva, bhoktrutva. Says no, yoham akartaram atmanam tatha vettaram evacha vetti. We know the self as akarta, abhokta, avetta. So who knows ahankartaram atmanam vetti? So things that Atma is ahankarta, karta, bhokta, veta, anatmagnya. So he is not atmagnya, he is anatmagnya. Meaning that he is taking anatma as atma. Two, he doesn't take the deha as atma. So he thinks that he has known the atma because atma is different from deha, but that's not enough. He continues to think that subtle body is atma, and that way he looks upon karta, bhokta as atma or nature of atma. Anatma, they are also anatma, and therefore by taking the karta, bhokta, veta, he takes anatma to be atma, anatmagnya, yatha anyatagnya. He knows himself other than that as karta, bhokta, veta, is not only different from the gross body but also subtle body. He is atmavit. So how to then this is given as an example. How do you say that kartrutva, bhoktrutva, all this is result of the identification? Because you experience yourself as karta, bhokta. So how do you say it's not right? किमिति कर्ता आत्मा यदि जानना आत्मवित्वम आत्मकर्तृत्वादि प्रतिभासात्. I see myself as karta, kartrutva appears as I to me. Then how do you say that I am not karta? Kartrutva is not nature of atma. How do you say that? He says you are also saying यथा अन्यत्वेपि तादात्मं देहादिषु आत्मनो मतं. Now Mimamsaka is clear that sthula sharira he is not. And still the tadatma, you know that tadatma or the habitual identification with the gross body does take place. And therefore purushoham, this kind of the ahankar, so purushoham, etc., this is still there. Now you know that even though purushoham, I am purusha, is shining as atma, still it is not, that is not right. So just because something shines as atma, doesn't have to be so, just as purushoham, sthuloham, krishoham shines as atma. But you know that that is the attribute of body and you are not the gross body. So same rule applies to kartaham, bhoktaham, vettaham. Same thing. That means the kartaham, bhoktaham, vettaham also is the result of the tadatmam and not the nature of the atma. Continuing now with the verse 26. Now, ahankarasya atmatvat. Now coming to ahankara. earlier ahankara pradhana linga deha avivekat kartritva abhimana mithya buddhi atmana. It is because aviveka, inability to separate, see the Atma separate from the subtle body, karta, bhokta. Therefore, you had the notion karta. Alright, no, ahankara atmatvat. Not the whole subtle body. I recognize gross body I am not. The sense organs I am not. The prana I am not. The manaha, buddhi I am not. But ahankara, who says I am not this? One who says I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, that is myself. And that is ahankara. So ahankara se atmatvat. So I grant that, we grant that the gross body that appears in Atma, even subtle body also, including the sense organs, mind, intellect, they are all anatma, I understand. That I was entertaining this idea of kartritva, bhoktritva because of the non-separation with buddhi, tadatma, identification with buddhi. But one who says that is ahankara. Ahankara is atmatva, therefore ahankara is atma. Katham ahankaratma aviveka iti uchyate. You talked about aviveka and you lumped ahankara also along with that. We can understand that gross body I am not, so took a look upon myself, that is aviveka. So look upon myself as the mind intellect is aviveka. So why do you say ahankara? That's the nature of Atma. So in what way is ahankara also the product of aviveka? That we have to see now. The subtlest personality is ahankara. How do you say ahankara also is not Atma? Do we have some experience? Do we have some evidence? Iti uchyate ityatah. So when this question is raised, then the verse 26 explains how ahankara also, not Atma, because we have the experience and therefore we can see what Atma is. You think that you experience only of ahankara as Atma, but there is experience of Atma, even ahankara is not there. So when gross body is not there, I am still there, I understand. This sense organs also I can see myself as the drashta. Of the manaha I can see myself as drashta. Of buddhi also I can see myself as drashta. The drashta is ahankara. Now, is there an experience also where ahankara also is illuminated or seen? Then you will be convinced that I am not ahankara. So verse 26 says, दृष्टिश्रुतिर्मतिर्ज्ञातिः स्वप्ने दृष्टा जनैः सदा तासामात्मस्वरूपत्वात् अतः प्रत्यक्षतात्मनः. Now the teacher draws our attention to the experience of the dream stage. Because what all appears in waking also appears in dream. The conclusion that I have about myself in the waking state are also the conclusion that I entertain about myself in the dream state. But from this trend down the waker, we know that the dream is mithya. Therefore, drishti, shruti, mati, jnati. Drishyadi, shabdehi, chakshuradi, dvara, antahkarana vrittaya. There is a missing there. Dvara, antahkarana vrittaya, nirdishyante. और द्वारक अंतःकरण चक्षुरादि द्वारक अंतःकरण वृत्तयो निर्दिश्यन्ते. So shloka says drishti. So sight, shruti, hearing, mati, jnati, thinking, knowing. So by that is meant in fact the antahkarana vritti. So drishti is antahkarana vritti that takes place in antahkarana vritti that takes place because of the mind reaching out the object, the name and form through the organ of perception, eyes. So chakshuradi dvaraka. So chakshuradi, chakshuhu, shrotram, manaha, buddhihi. So buddhi is not a dwara really speaking. Chakshu is dwara, shrotram is dwara, but then here dwara becomes instrument. Buddhi becomes the means, a cause for the knowing to arise. The mind becomes the reason for thinking to arise, matihi. So all of these are different states of mind, in short. The mechanism by how drishti, shruti takes place is through sense organs of perception. How matihi and jnatihi take place is directly due to the mind and the intellect. But these are nevertheless only states of mind of vritti. Swapne drishta janai sada. People all the time see these vrittis in the dream. Tastu sada eva swapne janai drishtaha. So this is seen from the standpoint of the waker, understand? That in dream all these vrittis are seen is state from the standpoint of the waker. In the dream I may take myself as a drashta. So dream I look upon my drashta, shrota, manta, vijnata, that's what I take. When I wake up then I realize that they were all states of mind. This has come earlier also, that in dream the drashta, drishyam, drishti, all of this is in fact illumined, is very clear to the waker. Savritikasya antahkaranasya swapne vedya karatvat. Antahkarana along with the vritti is vedyam, is the object of knowledge in the dream. That is in the waking also. But from the standpoint of waker, it's very clear that all these vrittis were all known to me. They were all known, in short. So, Vedya Karatvat. That Drishti also is Vedya, Shruti also is Vedya, Mati also is Vedya, Jnati also is Vedya. So, they all fall in the category of Vedya or Drishya or known. That presupposes Veta. Drishya presupposes Drashta. Vedya presupposes Veta. Tad Vedita Anya Sakshi Siddha iti abhipraya. That all these are antahkarana vrittis are all Vedya. When can you say something is Vedya or known when there is a knower? So what is known presupposes a knower. When I see orange color, presupposes a seer, perceiver of that color. Perception presupposes a perceiver, thinking presupposes a thinker, knowing presupposes a knower. Who is different from them? So tad vedita anya sakshi siddha iti abhipraya. So all these antahkarana vrittis are Vedya. Vedya means they are known. So there is a knower or witness different from them. So that is the intention of saying that in the dream all the people see this drashti, shruti, mati, jnati. Tasam atmaswarupatvat. How come? Tasam drishtadinam atmaswarupatiti. This is kincha anyway, so it doesn't connect further. Otherwise you can say tasam atma swarupad swapne janahi drishyaha dushtaha. But if you take them as separate thing, then tasam atma swarupatvat dushyadinam atma swarupaditi. In dream also you thought that I am a drashta, shrota, manta, vijnata, isn't it? You realize that's not so. Because ayam sushupte savritikasya antakanasya avidya matrataya atmani astamayat. Because the drashta, shrota, manta, vijnata, which is atma as far as dream is concerned. From dream, this is a lesson that we take. That all antahakana vrittis are all drishyaha. They are all vedyaha. The Veta, the knower, is different from them, and that's what I am. But still, that thing that makes me feel that I am a drashta, shrota, manta, vijnata. Then you go to deep sleep state. Sushupte savrittikasya antahakanasya avidya matrataya atmani astamayat. All the antahakana vrittis, along with not only drishti, shruti, bhati, jnati, but drashta, shrota, manta, jnata, all of these also. Avidya matraya atmani astamayat. All of them become asta, they all become merged in Atma. So what remains of them is avidya matrataya. All these vrittis, the drashta and drishya and drashta, all of these merge into ignorance. So all of these asta, or a merger of all these, atmanasya anastamayat. So all of them, when they have merged or disappeared, then also Atma continues to shine. So the deep sleep state makes it very clear that drashta, shrota, manta also is not the nature of Atma. All of these also merge into ignorance and therefore into Atma. The only one that continues to shine in the deep sleep is Atma. Therefore, swatahatasya advitiya aparoksha chinmatrataya avbhasamanatvat. Atma is self-shining. Doesn't it require vritti to shine? Advitiya nutadvitiyam asti anyat yat pashyed. Now there is nothing other than Atma, shining Atma in the deep sleep, where there can be a drishya or vedya and veta. Veta also is not there in deep sleep state. So nothing stands separate from Atma, the consciousness in deep sleep. So deep sleep is experience of the non-dual Atma, self-shining, self-revealing non-dual Atma also. Swatah tasya advitiya aparoksha. Aparoksha chinmatra means that immediately known as shining as Chaitanya, and advitiya because there is nothing other than Chaitanya in the deep sleep state. Swami, deep sleep they may not be, but dream and waking they are there. But if they had a content of their own, then they will continue to persist in the deep sleep also. The fact that these things do not persist in deep sleep means that they have no content of their own. If the ornament persists, then we can say the ornament is tangible, but the ornament loses itself in gold. So even when the ornament shines, it has no content. What it is gold. A thing will ultimately merge into its own content or own nature. Everything merges into consciousness. This is where the Vedantin Shunyavadis differ. They think it merges all into non-existence. There is no existence in deep sleep. We say there is existence in deep sleep. Praga swapsamiti prabhuta samayah pratyabhignayate. that I am the one who was sleeping, I am the one who is woken. So existence continues. And therefore, there is no non-existence there, and everything, whether existence, the reality of everything. Rule is that it is the reality in which a thing merges, it's the reality of that. Like the pot's reality is clay where it merges. Yukta antahkaranad ahankara rupat atmana vitareka siddhi. So Atma shines, Ahankara does not shine. Ahankara is Drashta, Shrota, Manta, Vijnata also does not shine. And therefore Vyatireka Siddhi. That Ahankara also is not Atma. That Atma persists even when Ahankara is not there. Yata Atmana Pratyakshata Siddha. Atah Pratyakshataatmanah. Since this is so, therefore Atma Pratyakshata. What is Pratyakshata? The immediate shining is Pratyaksha. Here is not the perceived by sense organs. That which self reveals. Sakshimatrana Swam Prakashamanataya. So Atma is directly experienced in deep sleep. It reveals its nature in the deep sleep. Sakshi Matrana is very clear in the deep sleep that Atma is merely Sakshi, shining in its own glory. Swam Prakashamanataya. It shines in its own light. Nitya Paroksha Brahma Rupada Siddha. Therefore, Nitya. Why Nitya? In all the three states. Aparoksha because the very self. Brahma Rupa because non-dual. So thus when we analyze the experience of deep sleep state, is very clear that Atma is Nitya, Aparoksha, Brahma Rupa. So Ahankara also is not Atma. So this is how the process of negation is going on. Little by little. Evam Ashesha Pramatra Sakshi Bhutataya Pratyagaatmana Brahmatvapadane Labham Darshayan. Why you so insistent upon proving and establishing that Atma is Sakshi of everything? Pramato Sakshi. So in the dream there is Pramata. Drashta, Shrota, Manta, Vijnata, Pramata. But that Pramata also merges and leaving only consciousness, the Atma. So Atma is not only Sakshi of the states of mind like Drashti, is also Sakshi of the Drashta, Shrota, Manta, Pramata. If Ashesha Pramatra Sakshi Bhutataya Pratyagatma Brahmatvapadane. There is no Dvitiyam Asti, there is no duality there. Nothing stands apart from self. Self is Brahman, non-dual. So Ashesha Pramatra Sakshi Bhutataya. Therefore, Sakshi of everything, including Pramatra. Pratyagatmana Brahmatvapadane. What difference does it make how you know the Atma? Suppose you know Atma is Karta Bhokta, so then you know it is Brahman, non-dual. What's the big deal? What difference does it make? What is the benefit? What do you stand to gain by knowing Atma as Brahman, non-dual, self-shining, illuminating everything? There must be some labha, some benefit and advantage in proving this. Otherwise, why should we take trouble to do this? Labham darshayan. There is a tremendous labha. So, what was said in the earlier verse, number 24, Yonyathaagnyas atmavita. Anyathagnya. One takes from the karta, bhokta, that's what the Mimamsaka takes. One who knows anyatha means akarta, abhokta, he is atmagnya. That is said that this fellow takes himself to be karta bhokta is not atmagnya. So therefore that Mimamsaka who takes that, what is his benefit? Going to Swarga, etc. What's the benefit of one who knows Atma as akarta, abhokta? Atmavittvam spashti karoti. Yunyatha jnasa atmavit. One knows oneself as different from this karta, abhokta. He is atmavit. And so the labha, the advantage is being stated there in the verse 27. Parloka bhayam yasya nasti mrityu bhayam tatha tasyatmajnasya shochya syuhu sabrahmendra apishvaraha. Yasya paraloka bhayam nasti tatha yasya mrityu bhayam nasti. One who doesn't have paraloka bhayam, a fear or anxiety arising due to paraloka, what will happen to me in paraloka? Mrityu bhayam nasti, and also bhaya caused by mrityu, the death, that also one doesn't have. So that's the labha of knowing oneself as non-dual and Brahman. Not only that, tasya atmajnasya sab brahmendrahavi ishvara shochyaha syuhu. A similar verse came in the, what do we call it, the or Gita, second Gita, the anyway, so similar verse also came where Atmagnya shochyaha sab brahmendra ishvaraha. So even Ishvaraha, those who are overlords like Brahma and Indra, they also become shochyaha. They also become something to be pitied, by a wise person like this. And so that's how yasya paraloka bhayam nasti. So paraloka bhayam means paraloka nimittam bhayam. Not fear from paraloka, but the fear that is caused by the association paraloka. Kim aham sadhuna kam, kim papam akaramiti. At the time of death, the person thinks, now I am going to die and I will go to hell. Kimam sadhuna karam, how come I fail to perform that punya karma? Kim papam akaramiti, how come I perform that sinful action, vicious action? So this sense of regret is pertaining to paraloka. What will happen to me now after death when I have to go to the naraka to experience this? Ityaviram nasti. Why is it so? How come he doesn't have that fear? That everybody has, at the time of death, everybody remembers what all they did in their life, Kratosmara, Krutam Smara, Kratosmara, Krutam Smara. And this person doesn't have that. Why? Nainam Kruta Krute Tapata Heti Shrutehe. Because he has transcended the Kruta and Akruta, omission, commission, all of these he has transcended by recognizing himself as the one that transcends, having known as oneself as Akarta. Iti Shrutehe. Therefore, the wise person now has become free from the bhaya that can be caused by paraloka. Yasya mrityu bhayam nasti. Yasya mrityu bhayam marana bhayam nasti. He has no fear of death also. Why? Na jivo mriyate iti shrutehe. He knows that death belongs to only upadhi, it doesn't belong to the self, the atma. So having known the true nature of the self as akarta, abhokta, therefore the concerns or anxieties that can arise on account of looking upon oneself as karta, abhokta, that I did this, that I have to put up with this pain, etc., is not there. And one who knows oneself is different from body and that death belongs to body, doesn't belong to me, therefore there is no fear from death also. So, on account of knowing oneself in karta bhokta, that paraloka bhaya is not there. On account of knowing oneself as the different from the body, the mrityu bhaya is also not there. Na bhayam atma vyatiriktasya dvitiyasya darshanad. द्वितीय दर्शन निमित्तम भयम द्वितीयाद भयम भवति इति श्रुतेः. And he becomes free from any kind of fear. So, paraloka bhaya and mrityu bhaya specific the reasons are previously stated, as I just said. This doesn't apply here. But anyway, dvitiyadvai, then there is no question of mrityu bhaya, etc. He is no bhaya at all. Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati, if that is to be quoted, then one, there is fear always when one sees someone different from oneself. Moment a division is created, then fear arises. There is fear in general. And atma vyatiriktasya dvitiyasya darshanat, and he sees himself as non-dual, therefore there is no dvitiya, there is no fear, then no question of paraloka and mrityu, etc. also. Tasya atmajnasya shochyaha syuhu sabrahmendra ishvaraha. Tasya atma brahmendraha api. Ishvara means jnaneshwari sampannataya ishvaraha. Brahma is Ishvara in the sense that jnaneshwari sampanna. Brahma, they are possessed of the knowledge as well as the power. So also Indra possesses knowledge and the power also. So they are called Ishvara. They are called the lords. And therefore you would expect them to be free and happy. Shochaha Shusyuhu. This wise person, when he pities them, when he sees them, aho ete aishvarya saktataya vigraha. Aho, how sad it is. Because they have aishvarya all right. Aishvarya asaktataya. Since they derive their security from aishvarya, I am Indra and I am therefore so and so, I am Brahma, so I am so and so. Indratvam, Brahmatvam is on account of the Aishwarya that they have. He doesn't know I am Brahma, I am Indra. Then Indratvam is because of the power and Aishwarya that goes with Indra. And so with Brahmatvam. And there is always a fear, what happens if this Aishwarya goes away, if some other enemy comes and takes over? So therefore, this is called asakti, meaning when your sense of well-being depends upon something. Your sense of security, your sense of well-being depends upon is because of something, then you have to hold on to that. What will happen if this kingdom goes away, if this power goes away? That's called asakti, that always maintains anxiety in the mind. A person cannot be free from anxiety as long as he thinks, I am so and so. Why Indra? Everybody. Indra is a big thing, and therefore, of course, bigger the Aishwarya, bigger the anxiety could be, because there is more to lose. Aho ete Aishwarya saktataya vigraha. That how disturbed they are, how stressed and unhappy they are because of the asakti, because of the attachment, dependence upon the Aishwarya. Tasmadya parloka mara nimitta vyakirata hetu ahankaradi shunyataya brahmanishta saiva atmavit. So now he knows he is not body, therefore there can be no fear of death. He knows that he is non-dual, he has therefore no fear, and that he is akarta avokta, so no fear of parloka. He is non-dual, there is no fear, no asakti, there is nothing to be attached to. So totally free from all vyagrata. Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha, sukheshu vigataspраha, vita raga krodha. These are vyagrata. No raga, no bhaya, no krodha. So vyagrata ahankaradi shunyataya. Ahankara, kartritva, bhoktritva, etc. all cause vyagrata because kartritva can cause a sense of guilt and bhoktritva can cause sense of hurt and so forth. Brahmanishta Seva Atmavita. So this is the labha of this knowledge. And when Brahmanishta has it, then only can be called Atmavit or knower of the true nature of the self. The viparitaha. If you take your karta bhokta, then there is always fear of the paraloka. So paraloka nimitta bhaya will be there. And many other bhayas will be there. So this is the Brahmatva apadane labha. When Pratyeka is known as Brahma or non-dual, then this is the labha. Freedom from all anxiety. Brahmendradi bhavasya sarvi prarthamanatva. How do you say? You are repeating Brahma and Indra? Brahmendradi. You look at Upanishad, look at Vedas, so many upasanas are there when you can become Brahma. Upasanas where you can become Indra. So sarvahi prarthamanatva. Everybody is always aspiring to be Indra, aspiring to be Brahma. That's what everybody is seeking. Katham shochata. When these are the goals that are sought by or people have aspired by the people, then how can you say that the Brahma Indra are to be shocha, means you have to pity, that they are pitiable? How do you say that? Iti ashankya brahmatmajnat urdvam nakimi prarthamasti iti. So they also have prarthana. After being Indra also, prarthimana, meaning something to be attained, still remains. Even after becoming Brahma also, something still remains to be attained. Indra will not feel that he is fulfilled, that he has everything that he wants, or Brahma also will not feel. So, Brahma Vishnu Padam. So, Surapati Brahmaspadam Vanchadi, Brahma Vishnu Padam, Hari Harapadam. So at every stage there is always something higher than you. Therefore there has always been aspiration for something higher. A person who has a sense of individuality of any kind, even if Indroham, then also there will be something greater than that. So that person will have aspirations and ambitions. And there were dissatisfaction with what I am, in short. Therefore, shochata. He will be anxious. Can't be free from anxiety. I still will achieve that. I have not achieved that. He is bigger than me. He is more fortunate. He is lucky. Whatever. As long as there is a sense of individuality, one cannot be free from anxiety and samsara. Only Brahmajnani doesn't feel there is anything to be accomplished now. What is accomplished has been accomplished. Therefore, there can be no anxiety or stress arising from a lack of accomplishment or a lack or want in oneself. So, Brahmatmajnanodbham nakimi prarthamasti. Once you have Brahmatma Jnanam, nothing prarthyam, prarthaniyam, nothing to be aspired for, nothing to be prayed for remains. Iti ashayana. That's the intent. It's not said directly in the verse. But this is what the verse conveys. This is the intended meaning. That's how Tikakara says, Ishvaratvena iti. Ishvaratvena kim tasya. ब्रह्मेन्द्रत्वेन वा पुनः तृष्णा चेत् सर्वतश्छिन्ना सर्वदैन्योद्भवा शुभा. Trishna chet, if Trishna remains, Ishvaratvena kim tasya, even after having Aishvaryam, meaning all these powers and glories, Brahmendra, even after becoming Brahma and Indra, and Ishvara means overlord, lordship, power, control. Trishna chet, even in that position, Trishna remains. The need still remains. You still realize that you are not complete. You still need something to become complete. So Trishna remains. If that is so, then what is the Trishna? Sarvadainyodbhava ashubha Trishna chet asti chet. The Trishna is Sarvadainyodbhava. That from which all dainyam. That means pity. One pities oneself. Basically, a poor human being, he pities himself because he finds himself inadequate. So dainyam is there, self-pity is there, ashubha, and that makes them all kinds of desires are there, actions are there, thoughts are there. So, and pain is there. So Trishna is the cause of all this. And that does not go away when you become in Brahma Indra. So Kim, what is actually accomplished? As far as your mental peace is concerned, as far as your happiness is concerned, you have nothing accomplished, nothing. All that external accomplishment they do not contribute to your mental peace. So Kim, Asti, what is there in any position? If this is how we judge a given position, and that is how we should. Not that we are making little of these great achievements, we are not. We respect them for what the achievements are, but we don't want to achieve that because in spite of achieving that, the sense of incompleteness or that self-dissatisfaction and self-pity will not go even if all your desires are fulfilled. So says Tika, Sarvatra, so Sarvadainyodbhava Ashubha Trishna. That's how Sarvadainyodbhava. Sarvatra Dainyasya Udbhava Yasyaha Sa Tatha Sa Sarvadainyodbhava. So Yasyaha, which case is that? Anyway, Sarvasya Sarvatra Dainyasya Udbhava Yasyaha Sakashat. That from which all dainyam arises, all helplessness or pity arises. That I become dependent upon somebody because I am at the mercy of somebody. When I have desire, then I am at the mercy of the one who fulfills my desire. That's called dainya. So all the dainya, all the sense of self-pity arises from Trishna. The Ashubha, therefore Ashubha also. Because that Kama creates Krodha and Lobha, so that is how Papa Pravritti Dvaratvat. Even in mind also, if this Ashubha Mati, Vita, Raga, Bhaya, Krodha arises in mind, even if we don't do anything. But the kind of thinking process that is prompted by Raga, Bhaya, Krodha, Dvesha, Isha, etc., itself is Papa. From there, if you say something, further Papa. Do something, further Papa. So, Papa Pravritti Dvaratva, the Trishna is Ashubha. Because it is the Dvara or the gateway for all Papa. Sa Trishna Chet Sarvatah Chinna Mulena Chinna Ityartha. Sarvatah Chinna. that Trishna is in all aspects is totally eliminated for the wise person. When he discovers himself Brahma, which is no lack or want, therefore Trishna is an expression of inner lack or want. When I see myself Brahman, there is no question of Purnamada, Purnameva, Purnaham, there is no lack or want in there, but there cannot be Trishna, which is artificial anyway. Trishna is no, it's a hollow thing arising from ignorance. Therefore, Ishvaratvena kim tasya. For this wise person, what does he have to accomplish being an Ishvara or Brahma or Indra? When he becomes free from Trishna. So how do you say there is no Trishna there? For the wise person says, Yada sarve pramuchyante kama yasya rudishyataha athamartyo mruto bhavati atra brahma samasnute iti. These are appears in two Upanishads, this verse. So Brihadaranyaka, of course, it says 447, but also in Kathopanishad, Yada sarve kama yasya rudishyataha. Asya rudishyataha ye kamaha yada sarve pramuchyante. Whatever kamnas are there in the heart, when all of them leave, pramuchyante, he is given up, or the kamas themselves leave. Because his heart has discovered now a satisfaction, therefore, heart, kamana is there in the heart as long as there is self-dissatisfaction. In seeing myself Brahman, I am completely satisfied with myself, therefore, kamana has no scope. Athamartyo mruto bhavati. So there is no marana bhayam. Athamartya amruto bhavati. The mortal becomes immortal, meaning one looked upon oneself as mortal, becomes immortal, or sees himself as immortal. Atra brahma samasnute. Attains Brahma here itself, no paraloka bhayam. There is no paraloka. In this itself, all this has been accomplished. Atra brahma samasnute. He becomes Brahma here itself. Iti, therefore, what does a wise person have to accomplish by being Indra or Brahma or Ishvara, having Aishvarya? With all of this also, if the Trishna continues and they serve no purpose in terms of giving him peace of mind, and without this also, if there is no Trishna, they enjoy the total peace of mind. So the labha. Now the benefit of the Brahma Jnana is being described here. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari